Ford starter solenoids. Now this is specifically for what would be the 97 to 2003. Now this design may go after 2003, but these starter solenoids, they bolted with two small bolts. They have 8mm heads on them, or they might be 10mm. I don't know. I used a socket for it today, and I just got lucky with the right size. I had some smaller ones, and one fit a Ford pickup that I did for a guy I know up at the mobile. This is interesting stuff, but this is about the starter solenoids. If you have a fully charged battery, but you go to crank your Ford F-150 or, any of the car lines, Marquis, Crown, Victoria, any of them. I'm not sure where they mount theirs. I haven't worked on any of those or owned any of them, but they mount right up there on the firewall, and the location on the 97 to 03 Ford F-150, okay, where your battery is on the passenger side, close to the firewall there, over to the right. This gizmo is held on by two screws. Let me show it to you. Okay, I'm going to show y'all some things you can do if you run into an emergency situation. See, there's the two bolts on it. These are kind of dirty, the one at the top. And then see, here's one of, the holes. Let me see. Let me get it in the direction where it bolts on. So you have one, like looking at it, okay, let me see. Here we go. Here's how it will be mounted on the firewall. You will have one to the right and one on the very bottom, and that's all. Just those two 8mm bolts that hold this onto the firewall, right here. Now, on the front, you will have one plug. You will have one plug on the front. That plug that you see there, this baby right here. Okay, and then here's your two main terminals. You got one from the battery, and then you got, one from your ignition and one to your starter motor, okay? Now, on this bottom one, from looking at it when it's still mounted, you will have three connections on the bottom. You will only have one connection on the top. Okay, pay attention when you take these loose to where those wires go. Pay attention. Take a picture if you have to. But remember that one connection at the top and three connections at the bottom, the larger terminals. And what size are those? Let's see, half inch nuts are on them. I just used a 1/2 inch wrench up there at my friend's mobile station. That's the way I did it. A 1/2 inch box in, And of course you got to disconnect your battery first. Disconnect the positive, okay? Don't disconnect the ground, as a lot of people say. Disconnect that positive, because you don't want any current here. You don't want any current. Disconnect the positive terminal, okay? And of course, you know, when you change one of these solenoids, you're going to have to go back through your drive cycle, you know, to get your ready monitors set and, you know, those things. But these things right here, if you have a fully charged battery, but you turn the key and it goes click, 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 or you just get no connection at all. Okay, here's something you can do. Take a screwdriver with a good plastic handle on it, or a wooden handle. Okay, touch these two posts, the big ones, with the key turned on, touch them. And that way you can get one to start, at least until you can get it home to change this, or get to a parts store and buy one of these. You can get these off of eBay for about $24. Some are only like $18, you know, for these starter solenoids. And, well, that's it, basically. It's just, you know, it gives the indications when these start filling, that, like you would have when you have a dead battery, because you can have an almost dead battery and get that click, click, click. But you can have a fully charged battery and these things will click when they start going bad. But, you know, there's things to check before you just go and replace one. Make sure the nuts are on there tight and they're not too loose, okay? But if those are on there tight enough and it still does this, go ahead and change it, okay? Go ahead and be done with it and change it. Okay. Yeah. And that right there, being I've already made a video on it, I'll go ahead and throw this away. You know, I guess it'll go, you know, something else can be made out of it. Go ahead and get rid of it. But I like to share these things with people because, you know, it helps a lot. One man I noticed on here has a video. He's changing the starter solenoid on the 99 Expedition. You know, F-150s, Expedition, you know, the Lincoln pickups, crew cabs. If they have the 5.4 or the 4.6 V8s, generally it's going to be the same thing. Okay, but anyway, so much for this video, and hope you're all having a great old time. Later.